Good evening and welcome. I'm Joe Gould,
And I'm Debra Washington Gould.
and Deborah and I are the hosts of this Zoom profile, Strength Through the Challenge. We're using the Zoom profile, and this is our inaugural season. And with that being said, Deborah would like to.
I'd like to just welcome our wonderful guests here tonight. I am so excited about these particular individuals that I've known for a number of years. Tonight we have our guests Clinton and Kelly Smith, Milton and Sheila Brown, and representing the
Don't forget
Vigee
Ross.
family is Voris. And Ronald, somewhere in good spirit, he is waving and cheering her on. So with that being said, thank you all for your support and participation tonight. There's going to be 3 segments. Joe is going to share a quick overview and about what we would like to tell you more about why we're promoting this particular program around loving and healthy relationship. To our guests, you have already had a little sampling of the mission and purpose, but each week we get different experiences from categories of self-help, from relationship, married couples, singles that may tune in. So each week I like to just repeat what the mission and purpose is. And then I'm going to turn it over to Joe. And then next we will hear the second segment where you guys get to engage in conversation with Joe. And if we have any time left within your 15 minutes of segment 2, we will have some conversation, some chit chat. We're going to wrap the segment 3 up with just a quick thank you. So here's the mission of why Joe and Debra was so inspired. So we want to challenge relationships like yours and kind of really challenge the assumption of the divorce, the high divorce rate, because there are truly many relationships out here that are working. And tonight you get to showcase. So we have had a diverse group of relationships showing where they're working in this country. So the purpose of Strength Through the Challenge is really for anyone who wants or have a strong relationship. We talk about what can possibly create a strong and sustainable marriage and relationship at work. So as we start segment 2, you get to share some feedback and in this engaging conversation by responding to some questions. So I'm going to turn it over to Joe and to kind of like set the stage of how we're going to segue into segment 2. You guys ready? Are we good to go? Let's do this.
Okay, building a strong relationship means not simply going through changes and problems, but growing through those problems. As your relationship grows, you develop what we call strength through the challenge. Our relationship success comes from doing what unsuccessful relationships are not willing to do. We simply don't wish it were better. We work at making it better. And so that's one of the things that we talk about. So what I want to do is put something into your mind's eye in terms of just here's just some seeds to think about, and then I want you to develop your own thing on it. But I'm gonna run through it right quickly. To love is to be lovable. To cherish until death. That's the challenge, to show that you care. To work through difficult times and argue to see what works. To appreciate the little things. That's what makes real relationships and real love possible. To respect means to don't forget what really is valuable. To trust, it will come from the commitment, and also to love your spouse forever. And I did say love them forever.
We heard you, Joe. You heard that, Kelly? You heard my Kelly?
Exposure to relationship experiences. Yeah, your
We was
relationship.
arguing early. That's why he repeated that.
Exposure. Let me finish, okay? Golly, wow. Anyway, exposure to relationship experiences. Now, They're like a grain of salt. Everyone is different, or snowflakes, I should say. Every relationship is different. All right. So your relationship really and truly grows stronger under adverse circumstances, and the strength through the challenge builds the character and the integrity of your relationship. And those are just some of the seeds for thought. So here are the questions, and you want me to read the questions first?
Yeah, read them. Yeah.
All right. Let me put on my Renner eyes here.
And I'm gonna type them in on the screen too, so they can see them too.
These questions. All right. This is for Clinton and Kelly. So, all right. Do you have a regular scheduled exercise? Do you guys regularly schedule exercise together and stay physically fit to energize your relationship? And this is for Clinton and Kelly. Hello.
Tell the truth.
So I'm trying to let him take the lead for a change.
Okay.
I ain't gonna touch that one. I'm gonna listen.
Ironically, only about 15 minutes ago, we came off our bicycle ride around the neighborhood.
Okay.
All right.
We do that pretty regularly. But your question was scheduled. We don't have scheduled times, but on a very regular basis, we do take our ride on the bicycles around the neighborhood and walks. Oh,
that's great. That's great stuff. All right. Here's the second question, and this is one. This question is for Milton and Sheila. Do you seek out to surround your marriage with good role models and couples who will keep you honest?
Well, yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely people that's like-minded, that can help us as well as we can help them.
Well, amazingly, this would be a question that would be very appropriate for us, because we prayed several years ago, many years ago, I should say, maybe about 10 years ago, we began praying to ask God to send people to our lives that we would be a benefit to, and they would be a benefit to us. People who had understanding of family, marriage, work relationships, the whole 9 yards, just relationships in general. Somebody we could travel with, people that we could really have a true, honest relationship with. And they're free to be themselves with us, and we're free to be ourselves with them. There's none of that. So that's something we pray for, and God has given us that. And so that's,
All right, excellent.
And I see that every walk of both your lives.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Voris, you got to unmute yourself, okay? This is for you. All right. She's ready.
I'm here.
Oh, you made it.
I just walked in the door. Yeah.
Hey, Ronald.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
All right, wonderful.
What's up, Clint?
Get a picture.
Yeah, we're just trying. If we can get you a picture, that'd be great. But if not, we got your voice. But I'm gonna ask you the question because we're on a timetable. Okay.
No problem.
All right.
And maybe Voris can probe and find a picture of you guys together or separate, and I'll put it on share.
I just sent it to you via text.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Question number 3, and this is: in your marriage relationship, how do you agree to preserve peace and harmony in your home? And that's for Ronald and Voris.
Well, I guess most important is communication. You have to communicate. If you don't communicate, I find that
excellent.
For one thing, you may think something is going on differently. So I think initially communication is the key. The other thing is that when you do disagree, you have to learn to accept that sometimes you're not going to always agree on the same thing.
Yeah.
You have to reach that mutual decision, say, hey, we're just going to disagree, and it's okay to disagree sometimes.
Wonderful response. Voris, you have anything you want to add to that?
Absolutely. That all husbands need to recognize that the women rule. No, I'm just kidding.
She got jokes. She has
jokes tonight.
Hey, that's all right. But, hey, it's like what works for you. It's like everybody can't live off the same prescription. Otherwise, we'd all take the same medicine, right?
Right. But all jokes aside, Ronald and I have come to the realization that compromise is definitely number one within our household. And with a healthy relationship, it's never going to be 50-50 anytime. Someone has to be willing to give a little bit. So it can be 80-20, 60-40. And as long as we're okay with that at the end of the day, we can move on, agree to disagree. I think that's the reason why we've been married for 20 years, because we respect each other's own personalities and ideas and each other's opinions. And at the end of the day, as long as we're working towards the same goal, we're going to continue to be married, happily married. Okay,
all right.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's great
Strength
stuff.
through the challenge.
Now,
All
let me go on with the fourth question. And now this is for all the couples, all right? But I'm going to go back to Clinton. You're going to, since you had first dibs, I'm going to let you have first dibs again on this particular question. All right. And this is an easy question. This is a live ball. You're going to knock it out the park. All right. Is it easy each day to thank God for your partners on every day?
It's exceptionally easy for me. I think first and foremost is the fact that I was married once before.
Uh-huh.
I have a reference.
Yeah. Okay.
And, where we progressed in our marriage, it's totally different from what I experienced in my first marriage. So I have a beautiful daughter, and I have my wife to thank for that. But just the fact that she's there, and I'm on camera, but I'm gonna say this because as we lay in the bed sometime and I'm saying my prayers, I'm not on my knees, I say thank God for the lady that's laying next to me.
All right.
Go ahead, Kelly.
I mean, I don't want her to sit here and get her head filled up, but in actuality, I say almost every night and every morning, I do thank God.
Okay. Well, you good.
Then I can say I was moved off on it.
All right. Kelly, you want to respond to that, or that's good enough?
Well, I think that as we're aging, we see couples becoming widowed, and it makes you back and take inventory of what you have, and to be thankful and grateful, and live each day in gratitude for who to share your life with at this moment.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now to our residents couple here, the Browns, Milton and Sheila. Same question. You want me to read it again?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Is it easy each day to thank God for your partner every day?
It's very easy.
All right.
The reason I say that is because so many times you see where one couple is pulling one way and another, and they're pulling against each other.
Got it.
You do not love. It's good when one loves each other the same way that you love the person that you're with. And I can honestly say that my wife and I loves each other the same. We are going in the same direction. We work together. It's our 25th year anniversary as well.
All right, congratulations.
And, I thank God every day for her.
All right.
It's something that I aspire to do with her for the rest of my life.
All right.
It's easy. It's marriage made easy.
Marriage made easy. Okay, Sheila, you want to say, you ain't got nothing to say? That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know Sheila has something to say.
Actually, and we're dealing in honesty. And you said the question was, is it easy to do it every day? Every day, no, it isn't. However, every day, do I do it? Yes, I do. Because I'm very thankful to my husband. As Clinton said, he was married before, so was I. It was a very bad first marriage. So when I reflect on that and reflected what God has given me now, I often tell Milton, if he died, forget it. Can't no man come behind him.
That's right. I heard that.
So I am very thankful and I'm very grateful for my husband. I know that he's a gem for me.
All right, I'm going to say this, okay? Your actions say it every day. So whenever I see you two in action, I know what's happening, okay?
All right. I'm going to say to both Milton and Sheila, that I'm not going to forget about Ronald and Voris.
Oh, thank you.
It's interesting that Milton said that I'm grateful and thankful to God because our next book is Together Looking in the Same Direction. It's the title of our next book.
All right.
I just heard that, man. So anyway, so let's go to Voris and Voris, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you guys. All right. You want me to read the question again?
No, I have it.
Okay.
And the reality is nothing's easy every day. And but I do thank God that I have my husband in great health, and I have a wonderful father to our children. And I believe that he is not only my partner for life, but he's the love of my life. And with that becomes trials and tribulations, and we have to work with our relationship on a daily basis. So I do thank God that I am blessed to have him, and I'm thanking God that my kids are blessed to have him as a father.
Yes.
Fantastic. That's a great response. Debra usually come to me and sometimes she say, have I told you that I love you today? And I said, you don't have to tell me that you love me every day because you show it in your actions. Your actions speak so loud, I don't have to hear the words. And so, and that's the way I feel, honestly, because, I just, we've been married going on 43 years now. And so it's like, I said, well, I'm one of these people that if I make a public declaration, and I made a public declaration to God, and I said, well, I've been a knucklehead for a long time, and I know what it's like to violate. So this is one thing I'm not going to violate, And so I asked him to bless me with a mate. I got one. And then I made a public declaration that I was going to love her forever. And so therefore I'm going to stick with my declaration. Otherwise, if I lie, and there's some repercussions to that, and I'm not willing to pay the dues. All right, so
amen.
Real talk.
All right.
That's my baby daddy, y'all.
I like that.
Yeah, so so that's been the driving force for me. So it's like I can't even understand some other folks and their behavior and what they pursue and how they pursue it and with such ferocity. They really go after it.
Right.
And with that being said, I'm gonna bring you back to Mrs. Gould and let her close out the session.
Well, guys, it was truly real. And I told you it was going to be just that easy. I can't tell you, your support and participation tonight was wonderful. Did this go well?
Yes,
it was fun. And I tell you, Ronald and Voris, your energy, just to hear your voice was fantastic.
Yeah,
but
Ronald's
Milton and Sheila and Kelly and Clinton, you look marvelous. We got to do this again. I will just owe you guys forever for making strength through the challenge work tonight. Yeah. I tell you, it's going to be wonderful, guys. I just see such possibility for this program to share this platform with people that I love and continue to grow in a spiritual way and build on our relationship. And your commitment tonight is a testimony that you love me and you love Jill. So thank you for this gift tonight. And on that note, make yourself a great evening. All righty? Good night.
Good night.
And thanks for being advocates for marriage.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.